Hi, I'm Becky Dawn. Since I'm starting my channel, I thought I would tell you about who I am. I was born in 1981 in Jacksonville, Florida to my mother who was a teacher and my father who was a millwright. They both said the first thing they noticed was my flat nose. We lived in a small house that my father built himself. Life was going great for my family. Since we didn't have a lot of money, my parents spent time together doing things that didn't cost a lot. When I was 3.5, I became a big sister. But things became serious when my baby sister was diagnosed with hydrocephalus. That means that she had fluid on her brain. In 1984, this was major. And my parents were scared, but my parents prayed. A lot. The doctors put a tube in her head that drained into her stomach. It saved her life. After her surgery was successful, life went back to being great. My family still lived in the little house that my father built, but then our lives changed again when my dad was injured in a motorcycle accident. He broke his leg and was unable to be a millwright anymore. My dad took this opportunity to get a college degree. He became a middle school history teacher. My dad also became a pastor of a church in a new town and my family moved. We moved out to the country where my dad started building another house for us. Time went on and my sister and I grew up. When I was in 11th grade we moved to the beach. It was very different than the country house we were used to. I met my husband in 1997. We dated for 3 years. Then, we got married. I went to college and got a degree in English education at the University of North Florida. I began teaching in the town where I used to live when I was a kid. I had my first baby when I was 22 years old. She was a good little baby. We had a nice life together. We lived in my great-grandmother's house that I inherited from her when she died. It was a great starter home, but we wanted to grow our family more. But what I didn't know was I had 3 holes in my heart. The condition is called ASD, atrial septal defect. At 23 I had to have heart surgery to fix it, but I didn't let that stop me from working hard. Even though teaching was a stressful job, we had a goal to build a house, so I worked and worked and worked. But as the world turned, life kept trucking. We worked really hard and earned enough money to move back to the country where we built our own house. Then 4.5 years later, we had a little boy. Things took another turn after this. My son had colic and he cried all the time. I felt so overwhelmed and I cried all the time too. I was diagnosed with postpartum depression after I had my son. It was a hard battle. Although it is still ongoing, and eventually with the help of God, my family, and my friends, I got better. One day we noticed that my son's eyes were moving back and forth rapidly. We took him to the doctor and he was diagnosed with ocular albinism. Ocular albinism is when there is little to no pigmentation behind the eyes. It causes severe vision problems and light sensitivity. Although he has a disability, he works really hard to do things like play sports. I spent 13 years teaching, getting yelled at for my students' test scores not being good enough. So, I decided to begin working from home. There is a lot less stress and I'm a happier person. I'm able to let my creativity flow now on YouTube. Today, my family is very happy. We still live in the house that we built over 10 years ago and God has truly blessed us. I can't wait to see where life will take us. The path may be unknown, but God will see us through. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, ring that bell for videos when they post.